Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Players Zone YouTube channel and welcome to our match recap from Austria and Turkey's round of 16 affair. And one of the few shock results, I think, of the round of 16. Turkey came in as not heavy underdogs, but underdog side. Austria, we were so impressed with them in the group stages. However, this was a perfect Turkey performance, scoring early, scoring just after half-time, enduring some serious periods of Austrian pressure and dealing with that. And it gave us, I guess, a positive sign. This team is serious business. Yes, they come up against a very strong Dutch team in the quarterfinals, but there's no reason why they can't implement a similar system to how they played last night to beat the Austrian side. They can get them over the line versus the Dutch. And I think what we've seen here, yes, the young stars again, Arda Güler, Yıldız have been fantastic, but others impressing as well. Obviously, Demiral in this game was fantastic, and obviously the goalkeeper as well. That save right at the end there, Goodok pouncing like a Spider-Man, like type of effort, crawling across to deny Baumgartner in the final few seconds of the game to keep that. That's what I'm talking about, where everyone is contributing. Kokcu as well in the middle of the park was fantastic with Hakan Çalhanoğlu out with a suspension. Really impressive the way he sort of controlled that midfield area as well. There was players all over the park for this Turkish side for me that did a good job, right? And I think no one really stood out in this game for me. That's a positive. It's a team effort, team performance where they had to sit in deep, had to endure a lot of Austrian pressure and deal with the pace of the game that Austria come with, and they encountered every hurdle and just took it on and achieved every and succeeded in every hurdle they took on in this game. So that's a real positive for me, especially when you look at some of the players for this Austrian side, the likes of Marko Arnautovic shut down, Marcel Sabitzer well and truly shut down. So all over the park there was some key performances, and everyone sort of performed at an elite level for Turkey last night to get that result there. Just going to the play-by-plays, starting the game, it was electric from the start. So what we expected in this game, two teams that play with a very high intensity. Austria went down therein, had a shot which was, I think, saved, and then within 30 seconds, Turkey had a corner of their own, which then led to the opening moment, which is the chaos. The ball was whipped into the box, and eventually Demiral would scramble the ball over the line. It was crazy. The ball was not dealt with initially. It came to Baumgartner, tried to clear it, came off Stefan Posch. Then Patrick Penn sort of paddled it or palmed it back out, and Demiral was there to just smash that ball home from about 3 or 4 yards out to give Turkey the dream start. Within a minute, they were 1-0 up. And it was a league they could hold on to. And that was the biggest thing. It was that mental hurdle jumped of, okay, we're in front now. The game's in our hand. We can dictate how this game goes. And they took that very literally, because they controlled the game from there on in very, very well. But the pace of the game continued. Austria with Baumgartner nearly drew level in the 3rd minute. He put his shot just wide of the bottom left-hand corner of the goal. It still remained 1-0 to the Turkey side. Baumgartner again could have the ball in the back of the net later on. Towards the 10th minute, a very similar situation to how Turkey scored their first goal. The ball whipped in from a corner, not dealt with, and it fell to Baumgartner at the back post, but somehow not scrambled over the line. And I guess it was a key point. It was heavy raining throughout this game. It was horrible conditions to play football, but both teams really put up a scrap. And I think it sort of slowed the pace down a little bit of both sides, because the ball was very wet and the conditions didn't really suit high pace up and down style of football, but it allowed some open gameplay towards the end of the second half, which we'll get to soon. Demiral had an opportunity then to head his second home in the 25th minute. He headed just over the crossbar. Would have capped off a fantastic start to the game for Turkey. But then after that moment in time, Austria gained back control of this game, especially towards half-time. Continued to pose threats going forward. A few half chances here or there. Marko Arnautovic getting more involved. Marcel Sabitzer probably had his best period just before and just after half-time, where we started getting the ball more often than not, spread the game and link the game up for Austria in that midfield area. But with all that being said, there wasn't any clear-cut chances through on goal for the Austrian side. I think that is credit to the Turkey side for holding in well, defending quite compactly, forcing Austria to go sideways and not forward as much. We know how they like to literally play forward, be as direct as possible, get at teams, be aggressive and play with that pace. And I think Turkey did a great job in terms of slowing the pace by forcing Austria sideways, forcing them backwards and limiting them going forward and at the goal, which was a big positive for me to tick in that box the way Turkey managed the game. It was Gregovic to come on at half-time. That was a big change. And you can see in the first 10 minutes there, he had some chance and it had an instant impact on Austria and their football. They were a bit more direct. They were feeding him the ball. He had this sort of flicked header that I think he would have done much better with if it is time back again. But it was getting more involved. It helped free up some other midfielders to play some different style of football, play a bit more direct into the centre forward, and it really helped Austria. Marko Arnautovic was denied by Gudok in the 51st minute. That was another massive chance through 1-on-1 being slipped in behind. You thought he might have gotten a bit of a dink, but he should have took the powerful route and lower route, and Gudok was in the way to make the save. However, with all that being said, all that pressure building up since sort of the 25th, 30th minute, it was Demiral to double his account in the 59th minute. It was Arda Güler's ball into the box. The outswinger flicked on quite nicely by Demiral and finding the far corner to make it 2-0 and send that stadium into absolute pandemonium. And obviously a very strong Turkish group in Germany, and they were going mental, those fans there in Leipzig, and absolutely deserved. Like, yes, Austria probably could have had an avenue to goal back, but the way that Turkey managed that game, they read the moments well, they controlled the pace, and when their time came, they only managed 6 shots in this game. When one of their times came, Demiral, the great flick onto goal, they found the back of the net. That's what you talk about, game managing and reading moments, and that's what happens in tournament football. Sometimes it might not be the best team, but it's the best team on the day, the team that plays the game, plays the moments, and rides the up and downs to the better of their ability. That's what Türkiye did, and that's where they find that second goal there through Demiral. Again, another fantastic delivery from Arda Güler to find him. However, it wouldn't be easy for them. Gregovic found the back of that at the 66th minute, again, for another set piece. Marcel Sabitzer's whipped-in ball was headed on, and it was Gregovic to get on the end of that headed ball at the back post, left-footed, outstretched foot to find the roof of the net in the 60th minute to make it 2-1. And from that point in time, it was all Austria. For the last half an hour, it was all their way. Türkiye holding on. Towards the 70th minute onwards, it was basically Austrian transfers consistently, corner after corner. I think they had about 4 corners in the space of, I think, 8 or 9 minutes, the Austrian side. It was very, very, very stressful for those those Türkiye defenders, but they held on really well. Yilmaz almost had 2 chances on the counter-attack as well. One which he put wide, and one effort saved by the keeper, Patrick Pence. And then the moment would come right in the game with basically the last kick of the football. Mert Gudok made a fantastic horizontal save to deny Baumgartner once again. He had a plethora of opportunity this game here. Baumgartner thought he had scored. He found the far corner, but Gudok just somehow used all that strength, pounced off the ground, was so far in the air and sideways, horizontal, strong hand to keep that ball at the back of the net. What I said, basically the last kick of the game, a fantastic moment, and easily will go down as the save of the tournament for me in terms of the significance, the conditions, how wet it was in the game, how quickly that shot was coming, and how it was the final kick of the game. You talk about round of 16, final kick to get your side into a quarter-final, wet football. The pressure Austria had on them for the last 30 minutes. They were under the cosh, Türkiye, but that save made sure they won the game 2-1 and made it in to the quarterfinals. But they'll face a Dutch side, which will be a very, very intriguing game there in the capital in Berlin. As I said, fantastic performance. Quickly want to touch on Austria. Again, they were very, very good yet again, but maybe the conditions, a few of the changes the side just didn't quite help them. I think Gregovic, his introductions changed the game for me. When he came on the pitch, they had a different avenue to goal. They had a different spark in their play. I think it's someone that maybe Ralph Rangnick wished had gone from the start, potentially, because they looked like a much better side when he was on the pitch. I just think in the end it was quite poor. The scramble for the opening goal, it was a frenetic start. And I think that sort of helped Turkey's favour. They wanted that frenetic start. They wanted that chaos. Yes, they could have easily conceded, but they rode their luck and got the better of that frenetic start and got in front, because whoever led it after that sort of first 10 minutes, you knew there was going to be a goal early on with the way that game started. It was chaos, there was noise, and the crowd was back and forth. Again, both teams had a shot on goal or a chance within the first 30 seconds of the game, just speaking the pace of the game. And that goes to Austria's point yet again. They've been the great entertainers of this tournament, topping a group that no one gave them a chance to top because of the pace they play with. The pressing they implemented under Ralph Rangnick. And yes, it might feel like a disappointment now because you go down to a side that many thought were the underdogs in this game, but we can't rule that Türkiye is not a solid side. They're a very solid side with some young, quality talent, and they just read those moments a bit better in this game here. It's an unfortunate situation where, yes, the game was very, very wet. There's a lot of rain. You know, it might not suit that Austrian style of football with the pace that they play with the pressing and the passing style they want to go with, and the forward work they want to play, always going and moving the ball forward, pressing the ball forward. It didn't probably quite work in their favour, and then the chaotic nature of the weather and the situation probably favoured the Türkiye side. But I just think in this occasion, there just not enough players stood up. Where the Türkiye players stood up and were heroic in some of their actions, that's where some of the Austrian players fell short. So And it wasn't much. It was sort of like they all were at 6 out of 10 with the Türkiye players were 8 out of 10. It's just a little drop off that was enough to ensure that the win went to Türkiye's side. So I just want to congratulate Austria and their tournament. They've been one of the great entertainers. Like a Seiweld in this game, fantastic. Stefan Posch, and fantastic in this game here as well. Baumgartner was great, and also Gregovic off the bench was also good as well. And all in all, the tournament, Marcel Tabitz has been very, very good, and Marko Arnautovic, the captain, has also been fantastic for the Austrian side. Looking at the key players for the Türkiye side, starting with Arda Güler, 7.5 match rating, the 1 assist from the corner, 2 out of 3 successful dribbles, 51 touches, 2 key passes, a big chance created, 7 out of 8 ground duels, 1, also made the 2 tackles. He's showing what he's all about. He's showing why he's that Real Madrid player. He's also fulfilling what I said at the start of the tournament, where he and a lot of the other youngsters will be the key players. They'll be the keys to victory. And yes, you can talk about Demiral's 2 goals and the defensive structure and the good save at the end, but whose 2 balls into the box created both goals? It was Arda Güler. His fantastic delivery, great flight, great pace to the ball. That just allows you as a centre-half, as Demiral, just to barely get a flick on the second one. In the first goal, it created chaos with how good that ball was, and no one could get on the end of it and no one could clear it. So fantastic game for him. He continues to be their bright spark, and when the ball goes through him going forward, good things are bound to happen, right? We always see they look for him, they defer to Arda Güler. He was playing down the middle, drifted out wide at times, very good with the ball at his feet, stretches the defence really, really well, and has the smarts to always play the right pass. He's just magical with the ball at his feet. It's a reason why he's a Real Madrid player. It's a reason why he was so fabulous for Real Madrid whenever he got the start last season under Ancelotti, and just shows his talent throughout this tournament. Obviously, that fantastic goal at Dortmund. And then you think about this game here. Yes, it didn't stand out. There'll be more names that get the headlines, but I think in terms of a complete performance in a big knockout stage environment, Arda Güler for me ticked and passed with flying colours in many regards. So fantastic game from him. Second player was Euor Gunok, 4 saves, 1.22 goals prevented. Obviously didn't keep the clean sheet. It was unfortunate in that regard, but did very well otherwise. We made some important saves in important times. 3 saves from inside the box, including that 1-on-1 with Marko Arnautovic. 5 accurate long balls as well, and the weather that was there, really, really good. And obviously he makes that massive save with the last kick of the game to deny Baumgartner. You think if they can see there, you go into extra time. Austria had all the pressure. They were attacking from base the 65th, 70th minute onwards, so you think they're going to win that game, Austria. So a really, really pivotal moment for the keeper to make that save. With how heroic it was, and how horizontal he was, it was just magical. Like, in terms of, you watch back this tournament, you'll think of that moment. That's sort of the history of it all. And I've seen people online saying it might be the greatest, European Championship final save they've seen, at least in the last sort of 3 to 4 tournaments. How magical that moment was. So, yeah, fantastic game for him. Keeps his side in the game, and obviously wins his side of the game in the end after those final few moments there. So, fantastic game for him. And obviously, it speaks for itself. The man of the match was Mary Demiral. 9.8 super score match rating. You don't see that very often. 2 goals, 17 clearances, 4 blocks, 3 interceptions, 6 out of 10 area duels, 61 touches, 90% pass accuracy. And I keep touching it, but those conditions were horrid for football, especially the Türkiye side at times trying to play out from the back, not often, but played at the back at times, played sideways at times, didn't just hoof it long and just get rid and start defending. Yes, for maybe the last 20 minutes they did that, but before that they were fine to play a little bit out of the back and try and force the Austrian side to press up onto them. So he did a fantastic job in possession with a new centre-half partner with the suspension. She does Türkiye centre-half. Obviously scores the 2 goals, has 17 clearances, just got rid whenever the ball was near him. 4 block shots as well, including a block shot for Baumgartner in that game, if I'm not mistaken as well. His body was in the way, he was in the way, he was getting rid of the ball whenever it was a half chance. It was a gladiator-type performance in a gladiator-type arena and environment last night with all the Türkiye and Austrian fans making that loud Colosseum-type of volume. He lifted to the occasion. He rose to be the hero of that moment, and well, like, what a time, what a place to score those goals. Get your team to a quarterfinal on your own back. Fantastic header for the second goal. Yes, the delivery from Arda Güler is fantastic, but in that wet condition, the ball slides on. Really important. You can still hit the ball on target. He angled that ball perfectly, gets the ball dipping and find the back net. So easy for that ball to slide off your head or go well and truly over the crossbar, trying to put too much power on the ball. But that second header was fantastic. And the poacher's instinct and the ability to be aware in the box to put the first ball in the back of the net from a centre-half as well, fabulous as well. A complete performance and one of the best individual performances maybe since Mamardashvili or Diogo Costa the night previous in goal as well. So really, really fantastic performance from him throughout the game and deserving of that near 10 perfect match rating on the SofaScore there. With that being said, they now go to face the Dutch in the quarterfinals, the Türkiye side. And yes, they come as underdogs, but if they employ a similar style of football to what we saw them do last night against an Austrian side that wants to play in possession, that attacked for long periods of time, I could see them getting a result. I do favour the Dutch. I like what the Dutch have done in this tournament, but I'm not ruling out Türkiye. They're a side that you feel like they thrive when their back's against the ball. They have the fans there. There's so many numbers of Turkey, a large Türkiye population in Germany. They'll be there supporting the side. They'll get that backing of that 12th man there. They're a team, though, that you feel like needs to thrive in the chaos. Like of last night, if they create a bit of a chaotic environment, if they make sure the ball is bouncing here and there and everywhere and not a consistent Dutch build-up of possession and pressure over the 90 minutes, you can nick the game. But if the Dutch are in control of the game, that's when I see the Türkiye side getting beaten. They'll need like the Demiral again at their best, Adagule, Yildiz at their best as well. Even like Koku and also Kalanogu in midfield as well. These sort of players to just supply a bit of structural integrity down the centre of the park. Their spine is going to be very, very important. Like so, Gunok, Demiral, Kochu, Hakan Kalanogu, Adagule. These sort of players in the centre, the spine of the team will be so important in this upcoming game versus the Netherlands. If they can ride out those moments, they can be stronger and deal with the humps and bumps and the roller coaster of that next game. They could easily make their way to the semi-final and create some more history here for the Türkiye side. But yeah, it will be all very, very impressive performance and produce probably the shock result of the round of 16. So all credit to them. With that being said, ladies and gents, if you enjoyed the video, please smash a like on it, subscribe to the Players Zone channel for more videos like this. Press that post notification bell also so you know we upload here on the channel. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the upcoming football action, especially those quarterfinals. And I'll see you guys in that video very, very soon. Next time, guys. See you later.